Hi, third grade. We are here with a new paired selection. The title of this paired selection is Discovering Life Long Ago. The genre of this text is expository text. Expository texts teach the reader facts and information about a specific topic. Compare texts. Read about a special way of finding out about important events in the past. This week, we've been reading expository texts about historical information. We read an expository text about how the Ford Model T car changed the way America moves. We also read an expository text about how the national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner, was written. With this expository text article from Time for Kids, it looks like we're going to continue learning about things from the past. Let's begin reading to learn more about this topic.
Discovering Life Long Ago. In the past, people wrote in diaries and journals. They wrote letters to friends and families. They also wrote autobiographies to tell their life stories. Diaries, journals, and autobiographies tell us what people thought and felt. They also give details about daily life in the past. They describe the food people ate. They tell what kind of transportation they used. Posters, newspapers, and old photographs also give details about events in the past. So do speeches and songs. Photographs show people's clothes and how they had fun. Both words and pictures from the past help us see how people lived long ago. They tell a history of people, places, and things. They take us back in time. This poster was an ad for the Transcontinental Railroad in 1869.
There are 3 paragraphs on this page. What is the main idea of paragraph 1? The main idea of the first paragraph is writings from the past tell a lot about how life was back then. What are details that support this main idea? The details that support this main idea are that people wrote in diaries, journals, letters, and autobiographies to tell their stories. By people writing down their experiences and their communications with others, it teaches us how people were and lived long ago. Some things that we can learn are that the diaries, journals, and autobiographies tell us what people thought and felt. They also give details about their daily life, and it can describe the food that they ate and what kind of transportation they used. And if we continue looking into the second paragraph, we can learn from posters, newspapers, and even old pictures. This paragraph says that these things give details about events that they have went to, and even tells us what speeches and songs that they listened to. We can learn what ideas or trends were popular at the time. The author uses this third paragraph to summarize all of these ideas. The author writes, "Both words and pictures from the past help us see how people lived long ago. They tell a history of people, places, and things. They take us back in time."
A Pioneer's Diary. Sally Hester was 14 years old when she traveled west in a wagon train in 1849. She kept a diary. You can read a part of it below. What details about emigration can you learn from Sally's diary? Spring 1849. When we camp at night, we form a corral with our wagons and pitch our tents on the outside. Inside of this corral, we drive our cattle with guards stationed on the outside of tents. We have a portable table, tin plates and cups, cheap knives and forks, camp stools, etc. We live on bacon, ham, rice, dried fruits, molasses, packed butter, bread, coffee, tea, and milk, as we have our own cows. In the 1840s, thousands of families moved west to Oregon and California in covered wagons.
The article asks us a question. It says, "What details about emigration can you learn from Sally's diary?" And then it gives us a little piece of her diary. What did you learn from Sally's diary? By reading Sally's diary, I learned what life was like for her in the year 1849. She talks about the wagons that they used and the tents that they slept in, and how they had to have guards stationed outside of the tents. She even talked about the things that they used and the food that they ate. What does this caption explain? It explains that thousands of families in covered wagons headed west in the 1840s. Now let's check out our Make Connections questions. The first question asks, what can we learn about history from diaries, newspapers, and photographs? This question gets us thinking back to that essential question. We can learn about daily life in the past. In this article, we read that people described the food that they ate and the kinds of transportation they used. We also read that photographs show people's clothes and how they had fun. What have you learned about transportation west from old photos and diaries? This is a text to text connection. By seeing these photographs and diaries, we can learn a lot about what a person's personal experience was like. Reading these diary entries helped me to connect more with the person and understand what life was like for them way back then. I also think these photographs are really special because instead of just imagining how things were, we can actually see how different transportation was. All right, boys and girls, that's our lesson for our paired selection, Discovering Life Long Ago. This expository text article taught me a lot about how we can get information about how people lived in the past. Thanks for watching and learning with me today. Bye for now.